Hey, what's going on, chess lovers, and welcome to. I ain't saying welcome to, but this is Maurice Bishop Chess, and y'all know my slogan: "Life is a game of chess." All right, guys, I'm actually going to show y'all this very beautiful game that I was watching on the FIDE World Cup. Round four. This is Pankratov versus Bacrot or Bacrot. I hope I'm saying the name right. But Bacrot, I think he was a favorite. He's a very well-known French player. Pretty much a really good in playing the French. But Pankratov is also another strong one. He actually uh, did some preparation, with them. So he does play against the French, but he plays a variation that I haven't seen in a very very long time. But it was very interesting how he played it, and I really enjoyed this game, guys. So without further ado, we're going to actually get started. All right, so Pankratov plays e4, Bankroft plays e6, d4, d5, knight c3, bishop b4, and then knight ge2. When I first saw this, I was like, man, this is going to be an interesting game. The whole point, guys, if D catches e4, usually in a book, in the book wise, a3 usually played, and if bishop catches c3, knight catches c3, f5, and then usually bishop c4. And what usually happens is white usually will castle kingside and then maybe break off the center with f3, in which that will open up the f file for white. And it does have some tactical abilities with it, which is what something that I really really like. So I may actually go back to playing this type of style. I really do like it, but it was just really good to watch to see Pankratov play this type of style. So I like it though. But anyway, after a3, he doesn't even take the knight at all. He actually goes bishop b7, knight captures e4, knight f6, and then queen d3. Knight c6, bishop b3, black castles kingside, and then white castle queenside. Already, I'm liking this game already because it's opposite side castling, so I know it's going to be some craziness going on. So I'm loving it. So knight g4, h4. I definitely love how Pankratov plays h4 because obviously nobody in their right mind is going to take the pawn because again it's going to open up the h file for white, and of course I do see knight g5 tricks as well, but of course it's not really a move because of black could stop it with f5 as well. So yeah, maybe not quite, but h4 I do like. I do like this move h4. Um, so of course, black he does go f5. A good thing about f5 is a good defensive tool, but also another thing I'm looking at is once the knight get pushed away, black does have a move where he could go knight f6, and potentially in the future he could go knight e4. In which in the game he actually does goes knight e4, but this is one of the reasons why f5 is played, especially for French players. Knight eg5, he plays knight g5. Bankroft plays h6, kicks the knight back, so he goes back to knight f3. So now obviously the pawn is protected with knight f3, but of course we really don't. I'm pretty sure he wouldn't care if black won a pawn because again we want the h file. But of course this is the only move he could go right now. Anyway, so black goes bishop d6. Bishop d6 is a really good move because, of course, the threat of f4 is actually coming where, yeah, it could be pretty crazy. So, in other words, if the king decides to go king b1, f4 comes into play. Obviously, white is not just going to give up his piece. So, if he does something like go bishop d2, then knight does fork the queen and a rook, and this rook S here, and black would definitely get an advantage. Which is why in the game after bishop d6, Pankratov played g3 to prevent the pawn from advancing to f4. All right, so rook b8 is played, and the move that surprised me was c4. I didn't even think he was going to play c4. due to the fact that I know normally, like in principle, especially in opposite queenside castling, you don't want to move your pawns in front of your king, especially if it could cause potential weakness for you. I didn't think that he would do that. I actually thought that maybe he would go bishop g2 because it does not only develop the piece, but it does give this light square bishop a nice diagonal on the light squares, which is stuff that I'm thinking about. Even if he does play b5, he may have the opportunity to play something like d5. This is the stuff that I'm thinking. And the reason being is if he takes queen captures d5 check, and he will win this knight on c6. However, even if he doesn't take the pawn, so for instance, even if knight e5, if the knight catches e5, and then queen b3. The thing about this variation is if I do happen to take this pawn on e6, then at least white will have that d file, and maybe he could double up on the d file. So this is stuff that I'm thinking in my mind as I'm going along. But c4 was a surprise to me. I wouldn't even never call it. I would have never even thought of it. But yeah, but c4 not bad. b5 is still played, and I immediately knew that he was going to push, which is what he did. Obviously, when you have your opponent, attacking on the opposite side castling, it's better for you to close up the position, which is what Pankratov does. He closes it up. Bishop b7, knight f4 is played, and b4 is played. And of course, again, white is not going to take the pawn at all because, again, you don't want to give black the initiative to start some stuff on your side of castling, which is why Pankratov plays a4, and then b3 is played. This does get a little bit scary now because I am seeing threats like knight b4, which could get a little bit scary. So I'm like, man, what the heck is going on? So let's see what happens though. So white does goes queen c3, and I want to say he's anticipating the move of knight b4, even though black could still go knight b4. But also, I'm thinking even with queen c3, he does have the rook on the d1, where he does have the d file and everything, and maybe bishop c4 or bishop b5 potentially. But even with knight b4, he's still threatening knight a2 with check. I guess hitting the queen or forking the queen. He may just have to go king b1. But even after c6 and queen a5, it gets a little pretty scary, man. I just don't I don't know, man. This gets very scary though. But well, let's see what happens though. Um, Let's go back. All right, so queen c3. Black goes knight f6, which is actually a really good move to play because the fact that one of the principles is improving your piece position, which is what Bacrot did, which is why his next move he's trying to go knight e4. So bishop b5, very good move, a very very good move, especially since I definitely would want to get this pawn out the way. Most definitely. Bacrot goes knight e4, and then queen captures b3. When I did saw this move, I was like, okay, he must gonna go a6. But when he didn't play a6, I was like, yo, he didn't play a6. Like why? Like why was that? So when I looked at it and everything, and I was trying to figure out why he didn't play a6, there was a little tactic there. If Bacrot would have played a6, he would have got hit with the move knight captures e6. Obviously, he can't take the bishop right away because he's hitting the queen. So for instance, if the bishop decides to take the knight, then queen captures e6 check, king h8, and then I'm pretty sure bishop captures c6. Let's see if that's the right way. Yep, bishop captures c6. Bishop captures c6 will play, and white will be up a piece. All right. So that was one of the reasons why that didn't happen, or why he didn't play the a6. But yeah, a6. I thought that was a pretty that was a great move though. That was really a great move. But knight captures e6 was definitely pretty crazy. And the crazy part is like you kind of have to take, like you have to take, even if you go, yeah, and it's crazy because there ain't really nothing you can really do though. Because even if you go Queen E8, you're still getting hit with a check, and he's gonna take the rook. So knight captures E6 was really, that was, man. I'm telling you, man, that's a really strong move. Very, very strong. So that's why after Queen B3, that's the reason why he didn't go A6. So that was a pretty tricky move right there. I love it, man. So Knight A5 is played, which is the move he played, and then Queen A2. A6 is played, and then of course Pankratov still plays Knight captures E6. Uh, so now he does play bishop captures e6 now because the knight is not on c6 now. So queen captures e6, king h8, and bishop d7 is played. Now another thing, y'all probably wondering why he didn't take this pawn. I'm gonna tell you why, and I'm kind of going by this rule. Like you kind of don't really want to take pawn, especially on your side of the castle where your king is at, because you're gonna give black or black is gonna pretty much get some type of initiative. So my thing is, if queen captures a6, thinking you're gonna maybe win a knight, which you're not gonna win a knight because I mean you kind of would if he decides to go knight b3 or something with a check, but c6. The queen is defending the knight, but at the same time hitting the light square bishop. If bishop d3, I don't know if bishop d3. I don't know, man. This is I'm not liking it at all, guys. I'm not really comfortable with this at all, man. I'm really not. King b1. Uh, yeah, man. Maybe rook a8. Maybe. It's just maybe not even that. Maybe queen d5, which I think is actually better because now you're defending the knight on b3, but you have rook a8, and you could bring a rook on b8. Yeah, this I'm uncomfortable with a position like this. Yeah, if I was white, that's just me. Um, Another thing is, if c6 is played or whatever, which is why, as y'all already just saw, black will kind of like get an advantage. You kind of will have to probably play something tactical, knight e5. But even if he does take, then you got to go knight g6, knight captures f8 check, bishop f8, and then maybe queen e6. Uh, White would have like a +1, but I mean, again, guy, it gets pretty complicated and everything. I mean, White is threatening the capture the pawn on f5. He is doing that, but also White does have some nice pass pawns and everything, so that's something to really look at because that's actually something pretty big. So you definitely gotta be mindful of that. Uh, but yeah, but taking this pawn on a6, I personally would be uncomfortable with that, and I'm pretty sure that's the reason why bishop d7 is played. That's the reason why he played it. Rook f6 is played, and then I'm telling y'all guys, Pankratov did, yo man, he did this crazy move, guys. He played knight e5. I thought this was a beautiful, beautiful move, knight e5. The whole point is if rook captures e6, then knight f7 check. If king g8, knight captures d8. Obviously, the rook cannot take this knight because he's hitting the rook already. So even if rook f6, then the knight will come back to e6. It's not like the rook can harass this light square bishop because he's pretty much good. But yeah, even with knight c4, knight f4, rook captures b2, and then knight d5, and white actually has a plus 3.5 advantage. This looks pretty good. It looks crazy. It looks complicated as heck, but white does have some advantage in this position. All right. So after knight e5 and everything, I was like, oh man, like this is getting crazy, man. Bancroft actually decides to play rook captures b2. He plays that. But let's actually look at something real quick though. If rook captures, I was trying to see if it was like any other like mating attacks or whatever, or any type of mates, but nah, I don't think it would be any other mates though. I wouldn't think. Let's see what the engine says with this. So if he takes, yeah, so it wouldn't really be anything else. Yeah, he'll just take the queen. Yeah, I thought so. So yeah, so I'm right with that. All right, but anyway, rook catches b2, king catches b2, queen b8. Obviously, black is trying to get some mating stuff going, which is why white goes king a3. No, he's not going to mate him on b3 because the queen is already here. But after this check here, the rook does take the queen, and then bishop captures e6. So notice, guys, you would think that maybe black is going to win this game, but man, it's like, yo, what the heck is going on now? Again, black still has some, pass pawns and everything, c5 and d4. The bishop, the light square bishop is defending the b3 square, so he can't get checkmate. So it's a lot of stuff here. So queen b6. I'm sorry, what the heck just happened here? Did they have like time trouble or something? Like this gotta be something crazy here, guys. I know this can't be what just happened here. So queen b6. Oh, okay. I was about to say, whoo. I was about to say, guys, I'm over here saying queen b6. So yeah, the pawn can't take because the bishop is pinning this pawn. I got a little tunnel vision there. Yeah, I got a little tunnel vision there. But yeah, queen b6 is played. The reason being is he is hitting the light square bishop. The pawn cannot take due to the bishop is on e7. So it's not like he can take the queen. All right. So bishop f7 is played, queen f6 is played, and then bishop g5, which is another beautiful, beautiful move. Obviously, black cannot take due to ace captures g5 with a check. Obviously, this queen is going to be lost. If he try to block this way, again, the pawn is just gonna take the queen, and white is gonna win. All right, so. So yeah, after bishop g5, and notice, guys, in his position with bishop g5, notice that the queen is also trapped as well, which is another crazy thing right here. The queen is trapped. He can't go e6, d6, c6, or well, technically he could go b6 or whatever. Well, he technically can't go b6 due to the fact that he will lose this bishop, so he'll pretty much drop a piece, so he still can't do that anyway. But yeah, so that's the reason why. So this is the reason why black decides to take with the knight. He goes knight e, captures g5, and then h captures g5, queen captures g5, and then rook b1. But let's go back real quick because I wanted to show y'all something actually. Another thing. I wanted to show y'all. So remember I told y'all knight catchers on g5. Another thing that I did see instead of knight catcher. Hey guys, so I wanted to. Sorry about that because my my stuff was on crazy. But anyway, what I wanted to show y'all guys is with this bishop g5. It was a shot that I did saw. I did see bishop captures c5 check, so I was wondering why he didn't play bishop captures c5. I thought this would have been an okay move. The whole point is if he takes queen captures, and maybe he may have something here. Maybe even though it was still. I was gonna say he may have some chances. Maybe white would mess up or whatever, but it probably wouldn't happen that way. But if that was the case, white would just go rook b8 check. If king h7, bishop g8 check, and then technically this would be a draw because he just have to keep going back and forth. The thing is, he cannot go to g6 because if he does, then he'll get hit with the H5 move. Obviously, the only legal move that black can do is king captures G5, but then he'll get hit with F4, and then once you do that, then white is definitely going to win this game. All right, so that was something that I saw as well when I was going through it. But anyway, knight captures G5, ace captures G5, and then queen captures G5. He takes the pawn. So now, white or Pankratov goes rook B1. Obviously, I'm pretty sure he sees the threat rook B8. G6, black is trying to get some breathing room, and then rook B8 check. King H7, rook D1. Bishop F6, bishop captures G6. King G7, bishop F7. Obviously, guys, black would love to take the knight, but he can't take this knight due to rook G8 check, and he'll win back the queen. King H7, bishop G8 check, King G7, and then bishop D5. King H7, rook G8, where he's definitely gaining the G file. I'm telling you, it's getting crazy. Bishop G7, rook E8. He takes the knight. Rook captures. Queen G4. Rook D3. Again, this is a really good move. I mean, white's move is solid, man. I love the way Pankratov is playing. F4 is played, and then King B4. He takes rook E7, and then of course in this position, black resigns in this position due to the fact that after King H8, he does get hit with rook E8 check. Obviously, if he comes here, this is a no-brainer. White is going to win this queen. Or if he decides to still go back to King A7, then black or white will have this move, bishop G8 check. And then, of course, if he goes back to King G7, then rook captures G3, where white will win the queen either way. So it doesn't really matter. And then, of course, even if he decides to go King H8, he still gets hit with Bishop E6 check, where he'll still win the queen as well. So this is the reason why Bacrot resigned in this game. So anyway, guys, I hope y'all really enjoyed this game, because I sure enough enjoyed this game, man. I thought this was a very beautiful game. So if you like this video, guys, make sure you like, share, comment. Let me know what you think. And also, guys, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. All right, guys. Peace.